Welcome back to the Super Art Podcast, a Helldivers Radio stream. I am Snuff, here with the usual co-host, DB and Bacon. Say hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
Fucking hell, dude. You know, everyone's allowed to say hello however they want. These guys are kind of misfits. They're just themselves, I guess. What have you guys been up to anyway? What have you guys been up to?
You know, actually, I've been playing Helldivers 2, a good amount this week. And we played together yesterday. I think we were, off doing war crimes together. So, as many things as we could think of.
Potentially a new favorite bug loadout for you.
That's true. Potentially a new favorite bug loadout.
Finally, we're getting to see DB with something else than the laser cannon.
When I was trying to find as many things that breaks the Geneva Convention as possible. Unfortunately, I can't dress up as a bug, and and we can't take prisoners, so we just pretend they're prisoners and we shoot them.
Yeah, but that was fun yesterday. What about you, Bacon? What
fun.
have you been up?
I've been playing a lot of Crab Champions. It's a roguelike, but it's themed of crabs.
That sounds like if I gave you a prompt in an improv show. Like, it doesn't sound real.
No,
I'm kind of just imagining Bacon and his wife in the living room dancing like crabs around each other.
But it's champions, so I win.
It sounds like you just made up the name to a video game. Crab Champions.
Crab Champions. No, it's a really fun roguelike, and you're a crab and you get a gun, and you shoot other crabs and complete levels as you go. And as you go on, you open chests and get loot that help your loadout advance and get better. And you can get to a point where you're so overpowered you don't even have to let go of the shooting button, and it just wipes out the entire map. It's so fun.
So basically what Helldivers is at the moment.
It's an easier version. We're not crabs. I think that's a big difference.
I think some people in the server beg to differ. We have crab kills. He definitely thinks he's a crab. I've been playing a lot of Helldivers as well this week. And not as much repo, thank God. Mostly Helldivers. I think Steam said for me that I've been playing about 70 hours the last 2 weeks.
That's insane. That's more hours than I put into work.
Yeah. Slacker.
Yeah.
Here we are again. Hopefully we'll have a better title this time. Maybe.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Pretty good title last time, I think.
I think last one was really funny, but I already have a title for this episode, so don't worry, guys.
Oh, I think I have a title for this episode too, so we might have to battle it out. It might be the same title.
No, mine will win
bad
because
title.
we are announcing a new event on the end of this one, and that will definitely be the title for this one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All right, well, I'll pitch mine anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of which, last episode, the top five loadouts, and one of the ones that I did was the area denial specialist. I think I called it that. And I was playing it yesterday, and we, trying different things out, a bunch of different stuff.
It kind of forces you to say, if you're gonna play, you have to pick something you never really use.
So I ended up unlocking the Flame 066 flamethrower. It's like a primary weapon. It's a flamethrower. The torture, yeah. And then, I was using a combination of like gas mine, because you guys were going all gas, but I didn't have it unlocked. So I was using like a gas mine, a gas orbital. Then I used flame mines and flame orbital, and then I used a flamethrower. And so what I called the aerial denial specialist, Bacon called the Taco Bell loadout.
It was just gas and fire. So I'm like, you know,
I mean, some
But honestly,
spicy gas.
it's such a good combo having fire and gas together. It's really good.
So we may have to battle it out. I think this episode might be the Taco Bell loadout.
Yeah. But you also got to try some new stuff as well, Bacon.
yeah. So I tried out
Well,
the gas purifier. No, what is that called? Help me.
Sterilizer.
The sterilizer. And I don't know if I liked it or not. I felt like I was spraying enemies and they were getting confused, but I didn't know how to end them. So I'm like, well, now they're confused, I'm gonna run away.
I mean, that is a tactic, but you still have a primary and a secondary, Bacon.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, and one of the things that was happening yesterday, because I took all of these orbitals and stuff in mines, I didn't bring a support weapon and I didn't bring a guard dog. So what ended up happening was Snuff brought like the gas guard dog and then a sterilizer.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was doing, I would use the sterilizer to like immobilize them and stuff, and then pull out that flamethrower and it worked beautifully, man. You stun an entire wave or an entire bug hole, and you just pull out your flamethrower and you get them all, and it's like extremely satisfying and a lot of fun.
It is pretty much what I always do when I play like a full gas loadout. I always bring some kind of incendiary weapon, either a incendiary shotgun or a torture or something like that to finish it off, because it's such a good combo.
It is a really good combo, because I would say the flamethrower by itself leaves a lot to be desired, because there were times where, because I didn't have anything support weapons, I was running around with only a flamethrower. But when I picked up the stuff that you gave to me, it was like a perfect combination, because separately they're both not that good, but together they're just so good.
Exactly. That is why I'm trying to always push you, DB, to try new things.
No, man, I think it's Taco Bell loadout and nothing else from here on out.
Yeah. I know you're gonna be like that now.
No, but we did end up trying. We did the same thing for the automatons. So let me disclaimer here: Taco Bell loadout amazing for the Terminids. When you get super Helldive on automatons, it's not the case. It just does not work, not even a little bit.
Especially not on the incineration core.
Oh my god! And the incineration core, ridiculous to fight against.
I mean, the problem with that is basically range in general, because you don't have any range with it at all.
Terminids, I could survive the 2 minutes or 5 minutes until you had your guard dog and your support weapon for me, your sterilizer. Yeah. But with the automatons, I couldn't even last till then. So it was like I think we lost the game right about the time you got your second guard dog and support weapon.
Yeah, I managed to finish the first objective for us, and then we can get away from the city pretty much.
Yeah. And the only thing I had in that, I mean, I was using the mines, and but it's like once you've gone through that and you only have a flamethrower to combat these automatons, it is a bad time. Like the only thing I was using, I had the Redeemer, but then you only have 4 magazines, so I had to switch it to semi-auto and use the sights to actually take my time. It was horrible.
And if I'm gonna be completely honest about it, with all of this, with me pushing. Like, I haven't only been pushing you guys, I've been randomly pushing everyone in the server, been playing with me last week now, really, to try new things, to specialize themselves. And there's a reason for that. I've been secretly training everyone for what's coming. So if you remember what I mentioned a little bit about the new event last time, you'll start to understand, you can start to connect the dots on why I've been trying to specialize everyone.
Well, okay, before we get to like the event and everything, so there was a teaser by Arrowhead recently.
Yes.
That I think it came out like the day we recorded or the day after we recorded the last episode.
Day after, I believe.
So what was the teaser that Arrowhead shared?
So there was like technically kind of two. It wasn't really a teaser. It's like
a quick update.
Yeah, like they had one that was like, "Hey, we're sorry we have been so quiet." Like the general information, there's gonna be announcement of a new war bond on the 8th of May, and there's gonna be a big update shortly after that. The general like corporate stuff. So you had that one. That was the first one, and then the day after or 2 days later or something, they posted a new picture that is called the Singularity Party. That's going to be happening on the planet Widow's Harbor, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check that one real quick.
Yeah, it's Widow's Harbor.
Yeah, Free Springs, Widow's Harbor, May 13th. Widow's Harbor is second to closest planet towards Meridian Singularity right now.
Mm-hmm.
And considering it says specifically May 13th, that is also a Tuesday for the people who don't know that. And we know what Tuesdays are. That is update day. So there's going to be I'm very, very sure there's going to be something happening on the 13th. Like, very sure. And especially since they had the one before that where they mentioned that there's going to be a big update and stuff happening shortly after the announcement of the war bond. And the reason for the Singularity Party is something most people have seen now. The Illuminates are currently gone from the galactic map. They are just gone. There's no Illuminates anymore. So basically we're celebrating the fall of the Illuminates once more. And and just remember, not everyone is invited, of course. It's only for Class A citizens. So sorry, Bacon, you cannot join. I don't think DB can join either because I don't think he has the Super Citizen pack.
Man.
So I'm sorry to say it, guys. I will be partying alone. But yeah, most likely something happening on May 13th. And the sponsors for this party is Eagle Sweat, Eau de Liberté, A Taste of Freedom, Bugfest, and Trester Bank. And of course, Super Earth itself.
So yeah, there's been a lot of speculation in the Discord, like kind of talking about the update. People are like, get ready, they're gonna drop something. So, plus with the Illuminate gone, it's kind of like, yeah, they're queuing up something big to happen. So it's like
something's happening considering the black hole has stopped, the Illuminates are gone. The other enemy, like every enemy, has closed in very close to Super Earth as well. There have been rumors about a lot of interesting things as well, but those are, again, like I said the last time, I believe, go to the Discord, go to the leaks channel, and chat about it there. Because we do not want leaks on the open air and in the regular general chat. So put it in the leak channel. Talk about it there.
And some more on the speculation. A couple days after they put out the Singularity Party, they released the Illuminate Cult song on the soundtrack for like Apple
Spotify.
Music, Spotify. Yeah. And so it's like, well, the Illuminate just disappeared. Why are we getting a song now?
Yeah, why would you add it when they're gone? We have one
exactly.
Well, I've had it a long time already. I already have it on my vinyl record.
That's crazy.
I'm in the future, I'm ahead of you guys.
I mean, legally you are, because you're, 9 hours ahead?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, interesting times. There's going to be stuff and things happening. I'm sure we're going to see. I'm pretty sure the Illuminats are coming back pretty soon. Most likely on May the 13th, and probably in full force this time when they come back. But
I want to see that one that makes you run around backwards and it inverts your controls.
Yeah,
I want to see that one.
And they also need some kind of they needed their version of the Hulk. Like the Terminus have the Charger, Automatons have the Hulk, the Illuminate doesn't have anything, so I think they're probably gonna get some kind of version of that as well. Some kind of brute. And probably gonna get some kind of super heavy at some point as well. Unless Harvester's it, which will be very disappointing if it is. And we'll probably see a little bit more variation in the smaller overseers and the chaff and stuff like that. But wouldn't be surprised if something will happen on Terminid and bot side as well, considering how close they have been pushing to Super Earth.
One of the notes that I wrote down was, what if the Illuminate do get really close to Super Earth? What if the automatons and all the enemies are invading Super Earth and getting the outskirt planets and now hitting Super Earth? And I wanted to talk about like industrialization and mobilization and what that looks like for Super Earth and how the troops are affected. But then all of a sudden the Illuminate are like wiped away. So now it's like, now we're not so, like, it was getting a little sketchy there for a minute. But now it's like the risk is not as bad. But it is an interesting thing. Because, like, if you look at World War II, you know, like Germany, its best troops were like Fallschirmjäger, its paratroopers, its whatever. They would have really, really decked out weapons and all these things. But then closer to the end of the war, both Japan and Germany, they would be pushing rifles out the door with like really simplified things and like iron sights that are just a piece of metal welded to the top. And so
that's kind of what iron sights are, though.
No, but fair, but
just say
but the idea is like right now, it's how I see Super Earth and how I see Helldivers is kind of how I see how the U.S. does wars. Right, the war won't be in the U.S., so we'll export all our troops, 5,000 miles away, and we'll still be better equipped and have better food and have better equipment and have better, all the supply lines and stuff just historically. And that's really similar to what Super Earth does. Because the Helldivers, realistically, like, we have sick armor, we have sick weapons, we have, like, all these, like, cool things. Like, we're picking camouflage patterns and paints and stuff, and we get pretty paints, and we can paint our pelicans with paints. I think the really interesting thing to think about is if we start getting attacked on Super Earth or nearby, or our supply chains get cut off, do you think that Arrowhead will like make us pay and be like, oh, you can't use this weapon, you can't use this stratagem because the planet that makes that stratagem, the supply chain got cut off for it? Like,
I doubt that it will block off weaponry like that, but what they might do is what they have done already during the war is like cut off amount of stims, cut off or make timers longer for cooldowns and such on weapons and so on. I doubt that they will like actually cut off usage for something like, they say, the 500, because it's a very known stratagem. Like, I don't think we'll see that being removed for a while for use until we get a certain planet back. I don't think so.
And that is a good point that you bring up, because there are times when you'll go to a planet, instead of 4 stratagems, you only get 3 stratagems.
Yeah.
And it's like just there's like little things in there, mechanics that kind of simulate real world war.
Yeah, and I think that is the way they will probably do it, to simulate lack of equipment, kind of, instead of forcing people to not use certain things.
Yeah.
Because people are little bitches, as I've talked about many a time. And the fucking cry divers will fucking start complaining and whining as soon as they would have done something like that. We all know that.
This is something I just came up just now on air. And like, what if the war gets really bad and we're getting hit on Super Earth, and then Super Earth, like, Arrowhead rolls out, like, maybe it's a war bond even, but it could just be a couple items in the superstore. But maybe it's like a late war, mobilization of like, here's a late war armor, here's a late war liberator. So it's like a liberator, but simplified to make it, easier for mass production and cheaper to make. And like, it's the classic Helldiver uniform, but it's way more simple and way less, shiny toys and stuff, because it's like, this is the bare bones what you need to fight, but like, we can't do all the normal razzle dazzle. So that actually would be pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of what they did with the double-edged sickle, and like removing the heat sinks, and here, take this. It might blow up on you, but it'll get the job done. That'd be kind of
Maybe.
cool.
Who knows? Who knows?
We'll see on May 8th.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that, and I think that something like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Yeah. So current situation is we need to hold certain planets from the bots and the Terminids. Like, just hold those planets until the MO is over, and I believe it's all the planets that has some kind of research center or factory or something on it, isn't it? I believe so, at least.
Mm-hmm.
They have, all of them have some kind of vital part into production, into the black hole stuff and weaponry and so on. And we have done pretty well up until this point. I believe it was yesterday when the incineration core from the boss side suddenly swooped in and they did a gambit on us. Usually we have been the one doing the gambits on the bots, but again, people don't understand how gambits work. When a planet is being attacked, you want to attack, if there's time of course, you want to attack the planet where the attack is coming from. The bots did that to us, and we were all focused on Clarel. So what the bots did is swooped in, blocked off Clarel by taking over Ember. Now they're holding that planet so strongly that it was around like 4 days or something until that one will be liberated. It has sped up quite a bit, actually, because more people have actually started to realize it is going to be too late, guys. I'm telling you, because we still have to liberate Clarel as well, and we have literally 1 day left. This one will be taken over in 11 hours and 2 minutes, according to Helcom. Yeah, they did a gambit on us. The major order ends in 22 hours and 30 minutes from when I'm saying this. Guys, pay attention to Galactic Map. It's not that hard. Learn the game. The game has been out for a year, guys. Arrowhead has like literally both in-game and publicly told you how a gambit works. Like, they've literally forced you to try and do a gambit in-game. And here we are.
So right now we have a day left, and what we had to do is we have to get Ember, and then after Ember, then we can take the Clarel or whatever it's called.
Yes, that's
correct. Essentially what it is. Now
and
I
Clarel
see
is
some
the last planet.
I see some Helldivers. There's Clarel, and then there's like a forward planet forward of Clarel. Does that help at all attacking that right now, or should everybody be on Ember?
Everyone should be on Ember because it's almost liberated. So there is no point when it gets to points like this to attack multiple planets. It's better to focus on one planet and just blast it out and liberate it, and then it can move straight on to the next one. And the problem right now is the good old classic bots versus Terminid factions. People's favorite. We all know how that is. Over half of the player base have been playing on bug side, even though the last part of the MO is over at bot side. And yeah, we're losing it because of people's idiocy. Like, the MO is literally the main part of the whole game. When there's not an MO, or the MO is already secured, who gives a fuck what faction? Everyone has favorite factions, but guys, help out with the MO. Stop just hanging around on your favorite faction just because you don't like that faction that much. And sit there and, oh, but I just want my medals. Who cares? Help out. If you don't help out at all, we won't get the medals anyway. So why not just help out and get it done? It ain't that hard. As you can tell, I'm annoyed by people. I
was just letting you finish.
Yeah. Just let you go.
There is a whole fucking more I want to say about that, but I'm not going to say it here because it will get the podcast banned, probably. At least he's going to raise the age limit on this podcast a lot.
Well, you know what they say. Some of the best stories have the hardest villains and the biggest obstacles. So maybe getting punched in the face by the automatons there. Yeah, it's like.
You know, I'm genuinely glad that they're actually pushing hard. Like, that's what I talked about a while ago when we had Malevolent Creek Memorial Day, right? When they tried to push Malevolent Creek. Mm-hmm. And they barely pushed at all. It was like the last day they actually tried at all to push. The other days were just like, I can't be bothered. We barely had to do anything. And they're supposed to push hard. It's literally a war. We're supposed to feel useless. You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to feel victory, true, struggling. Like, winning something after struggling your ass hairs out of your crack. That would help you. It is immensely more satisfying winning something like that, and instead of just sitting there and receiving a couple of medals from other people finishing the major order for you, isn't it? You like to everyone. That's like, it's a military shooter. No matter what people say, it's a tactical military shooter. No matter what people say, and the whole point is doing things like that. Come on, guys, fight the fucking right factions when there is an MO. I just imagine if the Illuminate comes back on the May 13, let's say they attack Super Earth, and people are gonna be like, oh, I don't want to fight the Illuminate. They're boring because they're just the same old. Yeah, we're gonna lose that one, and then we get the game restarted once more.
Yep.
But no, it's gonna happen if they attack Super Earth, because people are gonna be like, oh, I want to play on Super Earth because it's so cool.
I want to play on Super Earth.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Genuinely cool, but like, is that your criteria to play the MO? That is just Super Earth? Is that your criteria?
Pretty much.
Yeah, but like, why not just like, this whole MO would have been done 2 days ago if people have just done the job.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have to worry about shit. And that if we also did that, we would also have the bots pushed back away from Super Earth again. So you wouldn't have to worry about that part either. But here we are. There's one sector in between the bots and Super Earth, I believe, and one sector in between the Terminus and Super Earth. But DB, you maybe have some stats on the poll from last episode or one of them?
Yeah, it looks like last.
I don't know the timer you have on them. So
yeah, I mean, I think the timer can change. I just leave it by the default, which I'm not sure what the default is. It might be a week.
Probably 14 days.
Yeah. So we do have the results for Season 2, Episode 7, Top 5 Pain in the Butt Enemies. Now, this is the one where, was it Coyote was the guest host?
I believe so, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, I'll start by the lowest votes. We've got Bile Titan, Impalers, and Factory Striders tied with 2 votes each. They all have the least amount of votes. Then we have Incendiary, Hulk, and Gloombugs tied with 3 votes each. Then we have, let's see, I think it's just Shriekers with 4. And the winner, so the top 5, the number 1 pain in the butt enemy is Stalkers. And we had a few different comments from people on that episode. Let me pull that up. Yeah, one person says they detest the Terminid's leap. The small come in large groups, each able to attack so quickly. I agree with that one. I think you said what they're called, the Hunters, right, Snuff? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, the small guys. That is the Hunters.
And then we have another person talking about the Stalkers. He's like, Stalkers are stupidos.
He just look at us.
He says, I hate Stalkers with a passion, and sometimes I'll empty my magazine on an already dead one just to watch it pop.
Funny.
But yeah, that was a fun top 5. I really liked that one. And actually, both the top 5s, we recorded those 2 episodes like a day apart, and they were both guest host top 5s, and I really enjoyed both of those top 5s. It was the most pain in the butt enemy, and then what was the other one? It was like the most
overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
we had
good one.
the overhyped, pain in the butt. I think those are the two where we had Mela
Yeah.
and Coyote,
Mellow,
I
yeah.
believe.
And Snuff went off on the most overhyped stuff.
I will die on that hill. I don't give a fuck. I will still die there, and I will defend it hard because everyone knows deep inside that I am right. No matter how cinematic it is, I'm still right about 500. And recoilless is still a fucking overused weapon.
I still need to try out the recoilless.
Yeah, like as I said before, I don't hate it for what it is. It's because people overuse it so much.
Yeah,
that is the main problem with it. And the 500, that one is just shit. It's not good at all. It's just cinematic. It's good for videos. So if you're streaming, making YouTube clips and stuff, use the 500.
yeah.
But
Well,
if
and
you're
the
actually trying to be useful in a match, don't even bother bringing it.
Yeah, the 500 and the napalm are both really cinematic.
Yeah, but the napalm, on the other hand, is actually useful, unlike the 500. So that one wins both categories.
Well, actually, because I was using the 500 and then I switched to the napalm and we were doing super hell dive on automatons and it was like factory striders were coming in and it's like I really wish I had that 500 kg. But for the bugs, it was the napalm is really, really effective. Like getting 20
especially
kills, 30
like
kills.
if you had a bug breach, for example, you can just pop the napalm barrage on top of the bug breach, and you can just walk away and still get like 70 plus kills.
Yeah, and also with the bug breach, throwing gas on it first and then fire. Oh man.
Yep.
His kill score just goes up right through the roof. It's awesome.
That is correct.
Very satisfying too.
Yeah, the gas is surprisingly satisfying. It is actually pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I love gas so much. But yeah, the 500, useless fucking shit stratagem.
But
Get it out of here! Get out of here, 500!
But yo, talking about like what we were doing yesterday, I just remembered an anecdote is that I was off by myself without I only had the flamer. I didn't have anything for the shriekers, and all of a sudden, I'm doing an objective by myself, and I look up and I just say, "Oh, 1,000 shriekers! What?"
Oh yeah. That was the one time when you tried to split up from the group with this load.
I just can't imagine it from your guys' perspective. Like, dude. 1 second later, you see DB's dead.
It was pretty funny because I could see all the shriekers coming in towards, and I see your little name tag there up on the hill there. And he's so perfectly lit up by the sky. So he's like glowing kind of whitish, because it was on one of the moon planets, right? And you can kind of see it lit up on the top of that hill. And I just hear you starting to scream, "Oh shit! 1,000 fucking shriekers!" And then you died.
It was great.
Pretty much immediately after you said that. Holy shit. I was like, yep. I knew that was gonna happen.
This game's so fun, dude. It has so many funny moments like that.
Yeah, I felt like you know that typical grandpa sitting there in a rocking chair with a little tobacco pipe in his mouth. Like, yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
And then
that's pretty much how I felt in that moment.
Somebody joined our game, I think, towards the end, and they landed in, and they're like, "Oh, I can tell Snuff's been here. There's a bunch of mines."
Oh yeah, I burned joined us. Burned joined us. He was like,
but it turned out everybody in the match was
Snuff has been here.
Goddamn Australian.
We would. I mean, man, when all four Helldivers have some sort of mines with them, it is a great time, dude. Because like you'll just see them
Yeah.
all over the place.
It's
You're like,
genuinely fun just goofing around like we did yesterday. Because
yeah.
it also kind of brings you a bit back to like the start of Helldivers when you didn't know how to use things because you're using things you're not comfortable with, you're not used to it. So it gives you that experience all over again. You panic more, you get a little bit more stressed out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do
It's a
you
lot of fun.
Bacon? Do you remember one of the loadouts that you used that you had never used before?
Oh man, so Snuff was like, "Hey, because Saturday's coming up, we're doing war crimes. You need to get the gas war bond." And so I'm like, "Okay, fine." So using gas specifically, it really like it was forcing me to play differently, but it also made me easier to run away. So I played the same. And it was a lot easier to play the same.
Yeah.
Well, also with gas, stalkers are a problem. Like they will get you when you're using gas, man. Like it's rough.
Dive.
But I was trying. I actually
that.
finally got to try the BR-14, and what I tried. I also tried the anti-material rifle for the first time in like a year. So it was difficult, but it was fun. Like I was able to kind of get the job done. We ended up, I think, failing that mission right at the last like objective.
We did fail one of them, or I think we finished the mission, but we died before extraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I don't remember. I don't think
I don't remember exactly.
But I
was
do
just
think
having
we
too
lost
much
that one.
fun.
Because the BR-14 and the anti-material rifle, it's like almost good, but not enough to really like use ever again. Because like the anti-material rifle is just like a worse autocannon, and the one thing
the upside to it is of course that you don't have to have a backpack.
that you don't have to have a backpack.
Yeah.
But the downside still like really to make it, if you wanted to make it so more people used it, I think what you do is you add a reticle when you're hip firing, so you can fire from without aiming through the scope. And then the other thing is when you're I think the bullet velocity is just not quite fast enough, and so it's a little bit. I don't remember it being as erratic. Like a year ago, I don't think that weapon was erratic as it is now. Like it's inconsistent now, and I think a year ago it was much better because I was popping hulks in that red eye like really consistently, and then when I tried it,
but I don't think that is the weapon because I have noticed lately that even people with recoilless have been struggling to kill hulks in one shot. So I don't think it is the weapon. I think there is a bug that has started to come to surface. Because I was playing with Coyote yesterday as well, and he usually had 2-shot hulks, even though he hit him straight in the face with a recoilless.
Okay.
So I think there might be a little bit of a bug there. Because from what I remember last time I used it, is still really good. But yes, it's lacking the backpack. The autocannon is still a better option if you ask me, but...
Yeah, and what I will say is even if you're using the autocannon, even with it's about the same inconsistency, but like it has so many like rounds in the chamber that you're kind of fine.
And then you can also put it on full auto.
Yeah, and even in the best of situations, you still will miss that red eye slightly with autocannon and hit like the armor, and then you just had to put a couple follow-up shots into it. And so it's just, I think that anti-material rifle, me personally, if you want more people to use it, just try to fix the inconsistencies with it and also make the travel time a little bit faster. And then I think it would be
maybe like make the bullets on the AMR a little bit faster than the autocannon bullets because they're both 20mm rounds, I believe. And make it a little bit faster, maybe give it a reticle, but the reticle from the hipfire should be really, really shit on it. It shouldn't be good at all. Like, just bad. Yeah. I do think the reason that they haven't added a reticle to it when you're hip firing on third person with it is because they're trying to avoid the typical COD player, the 360 no scope dudes. I think that is why they have made it like it is, to avoid those kind of idiot people.
Well, and I would kind of be okay without the reticle if they just made it more consistent and the bullet faster, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, I would generally say it is in general pretty consistent in its result. I do think it's just the bug that is now that makes you not kill them as fast as you should.
Well, and then also when you're using it, like if you're using it against, because that BR-14 wasn't the best, I was switching to the anti-material rifle just for normal troops, for devastators and stuff. And you really kind of have to get headshots on the devastators with it to make a difference. Because when you have that, it's a sniper rifle, you don't have that many bullets. It kind of takes, it takes a little bit in between each bullet. And then you hit a devastator in the chest and it doesn't die. You're like, oh, come on, man. So it's like, you need to hit the headshots. And so it would be nice. Really, it's the bullet speed. Because you're shooting at more of a distance, just a slow walking devastator can outrun the bullet of it. It's like the bullet speed is just very slow, seems to me.
Yeah. I will check it out because I haven't used it in a while. So I will take a look at it.
Oh, you know what? I do something I wrote down in your show notes for you. I yesterday we were playing, but no, you're talking about the SSD yesterday, and I never noticed it had a third S. So really, it's the SSSD.
Yeah. So normal SSD is like solid state drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Super Earth we're talking about. So what would a third S in front stand for?
Sandwiches.
Obviously stand for sandwiches. No, Super Earth. So it's super solid state dry.
Which I love. Obviously. I love that so much.
It's so great.
It would be funny though if it was actually sandwiches, but it is super.
I just love the idea that you're coming up with the idea for a universe for like a movie or a game or a book, and you come up with, they're just super patriotic Earth, let's just call it Super Earth, and then your lore just lets you add super onto everything. It's amazing. Super McDonald's, Super Earth, it's great. It's super SSD.
It's pretty funny. Can't lie about that.
Funny enough, my the graphics card I have is a 2080 Super, so it's a.
Yes, I also have a Super one. I have the 4080 Super.
So it's a Super Earth approved GPU.
I mean, when I first bought this game, I had a NVIDIA 1080, and what do you think I upgraded to a 4080 Super? And not just a regular 4080 or the 4080 Ti.
Well, that's a great card.
Mm-hmm.
Even without the super title, it's a great card.
Yeah, it is. I'm really happy about it. It is. If I would have bought now, I would have bought a 5080, obviously.
Right.
But I bought it knowing I knew the 50 series were gonna be released this year, but the price was so incredibly good on this that I just pulled the trigger and bought a 4080.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, actually, I'll say this. This week's top 5 is a suggestion from Damo.
So, another one.
In the last episode, we were talking about, Damo gave like 15 suggestions for top 5. I don't know if we've done a Damo top 5 in the past, but we wanted to make sure that we 100% did one. And so he actually suggested top 5 armor passives. I think when you talk about armors, the passive is like the number one thing you talk about. So this one we're just going to call top 5 armors, but I will say Damo did suggest the top 5. I wasn't able to ask him what his favorite armor is. maybe we will and add it in later.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think we should do. Oh no. Okay, so normally if I have a super number one and an honorable mention, I'll do the super number one last and the honorable mention first. This time I don't have a super number one, so I'll just do my honorable mentions last. But
I do have a super number one, but I will keep.
Do you have an honorable mention?
No.
Okay.
Well, so it's actually a regular top 5.
Oh.
Unless Bacon has something secret.
I just have an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do the super number one and the honorable mentions last, then. So who wants to go first?
Let's do that. I can go first.
Okay.
And this is how I interpret it. It's not about armor passives. This is just about what top 5 armors you like the best in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't have to be passives, because we'll probably do like an own one just for the armor passives, probably, which passives you like the most. But number 5 for me is the SC-15 Drone Master. I just like how it looks. I like the helmet, I like the armor, I like combining it with different capes. Just general good armor with engineering kit. Just like it. Looks cool.
Very nice.
I don't have much more else to say about it.
No, it is a good one, and it doesn't make my list, but I put alternates as an option, so it is one of my alternate for one of my armors.
I mean, I know which one is not your number one, because you only use one armor.
I could make something else a number one, but
we both know that you're not gonna do that. Yesterday was like the first time that you actually used another armor just because of all the gas.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of seems dishonest to like make something else the number one. To me, it's like, if I'm gonna use it all the time, shouldn't that be the number one?
Yeah. I agree.
Disingenuous was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, like this week has genuinely changed up how my list is looking, though, just because I've been switching around so much this week.
Yeah. And I think
my
this
list is not how it would be for 2 weeks ago.
But yeah, this is a fun list. Number one, it's a fun list because yesterday we were trying out a bunch of stuff. Like you said, I've used guns and armor that I've never used.
Yeah, suddenly you discover something. Oh, I never used that, but that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it's awesome. But the other thing is, it kind of goes with the community event that has been ongoing for the last like 2 weeks, where it's like the loadout community event.
Yeah.
So the last top 5 and this top 5 kind of goes with that too. So that's why I really like this list. But I'll go next for my number 5. It's the AC-1 Dutiful. It has an armor. I think it's a medium armor, and it has an armor rating of 100. It has 500 speed, and it has 100 stamina. Its passive is acclimated. It provides a 50%.
It's the one from the kill zone.
Yes, it is the kill zone armor. The acclimated, what that means is it provides a 50% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage. I chose it because, bugs spray acid at you, so not only does this protect you from enemies, but it also protects you from friendly fire as well. And also, a little bit of the aesthetics. It has olive drab in it, so I really like anything with olive drab. My cape has olive drab in it, and like you said, this is the armor that I used yesterday. So the alternate I have. So funny enough, I couldn't find another medium armor with the same passive. But if you're gonna go medium armor and you want to do something similar, but you don't like the aesthetics of the Dutiful, something you could use is like the Hazmaster. So it's a medium armor, has the same stats except for its passive is for gas only.
Yeah. He's generally good armor.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Baconator?
Well, my number 5 is the DP-53 Savior of the Free. It's a medium armor, so 100, 500, 100. But the reason it's only at my number 5 is because it's part of the Super Citizen Edition. It's an extra $20 you have to throw at the game. But I like it because it's shiny.
Yep, it is shiny.
It is shiny. And
shiny,
yeah.
shiny.
Its passive is the Democracy Protects, prevents all damage from bleeding, and a 50% chance not to die from lethal damage. So it helps me survive.
Yeah.
I like it because it's shiny.
We do like shiny. Everybody loves shiny.
And it's a medium armor?
It is a medium armor.
Yeah, I believe that one is medium, yeah.
So there's a couple other there are a couple other alternate armors that are really similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's shiny, so there's really no alternate ones you can use.
So what Bacon is saying is kind of like a fish.
Yep.
Bacon is a fish. That is canon. That is just canon right now. Bacon is a fish.
Bacon is
so
a
he
fish.
basically sees this armor just swimming there, wobbling in the water, and he just goes straight for it. It's shiny. It's blinking in the sun. I need that stuff. I'm going for it, guys. See ya. And then
Exactly.
Just all that.
I will say, if you wear this armor and we dive together, there is a chance, there is a possibility that you may die, and it says LO Bacon 43 on the screen. I don't know what happened, but it's there.
It is there. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Snuff, you're number 4.
Yes, I believe we're up to number 4, yeah. And mine is the GS17 Frontier Marshal. That is the new one from the new medium armor from the Borderlands Justice Warbond. Genuinely one of my favorites.
Oh, it's the cowboy one.
Yeah, it's a Cowboy Warbond one. The medium in the Warbond itself, not the Superstore one, but the medium in the Warbond. The one that I've used several times in the episodes lately. I just love it. I don't give a fuck about passives. Like, I never look at passives anymore, but that's just me. Unless I'm doing war crimes, yeah, like yesterday, because you do need
I can help you out. It's got
I know the passive. It's the quicker draw and faster reload speed for your secondary weapon.
Yes, sidearm recoil reduced by 70%. Sidearm holster speed increased by 50%. Sidearms reload speed by 40%.
Yeah, which is genuinely a pretty good passive, actually.
And then it's got the same stats as every other medium armor.
Yeah,
which is
it's just a regular medium armor with that passive. It's nothing special. But that passive is genuinely good for bugs, especially when you're using the grenade pistol a lot to close bug holes, for example, because you reload so fast that almost the animation can't finish before you can shoot again. So you can pop those holes really, really fast. And it's useful in boss side as well if you're using Senator or Verdict, something like that. So you can reload faster if you're in a pinch.
It's a unique passive. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like it's not like a passive that is like super duper useful because it only affects sidearms, right? But it is nice to have in those situations when you're needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just generally think it's cool as fuck. That's the only reason. I don't give a fuck about passives.
The vibes are good.
Passives are for people who need skill tissues.
But yeah, so my number 4 is actually, I'll say this. This is kind of recommended by Coyote J. And this is the B08 Light Gunner. So it is a light armor. It has 100 armor, 550 speed, and 125 stamina. The passive is extra padding. It provides a higher armor rating. I chose it because the extra padding makes this the same armor rating as medium armor, making it basically the fastest medium armor that you can get.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It is a good armor.
Now the downside, obviously, is there's no other, like, you don't get an extra passive, so you don't get more grenades, or you don't get.
Yeah, it's basically the same passive as the standard issue armor.
Yeah. But because it's a light armor, it acts like a medium, so it basically is the fastest. If you want to have the same armor protection as a medium armor but be faster, this is kind of the one for you. And the aesthetically, not bad. Aesthetically, it's pretty good.
I think it's a decent looking armor.
Yeah. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to be a 4-hour-long speech about things. This is fun.
Because aesthetically, it's kind of modern-ish. It's got like the Molly straps on it. It kind of, it's Helldiver SWAT aesthetic is kind of what it is.
Yeah. It's kind of like black and yellow, orangish in the color.
It's orange, and then like the chest piece and the shoulder piece is black, and like the top of the chest piece is like a normal. It looks like the Helldiver normal, but the bottom section of the chest piece looks like a modern day plate carrier.
Yeah, so it's a very neutral look to it. So it can probably be combined with a lot of different helmets and kits.
Exactly, and that's the one thing is I'm not talking about helmets in this list as much, but we can mention what kind of helmets would go with it.
Yeah.
And I would say helmets that are black, helmets that have a little bit of subdued orange could work with it.
Yeah. That's kind of why I like the Drone Master and Frontier Marshal, for example, because those also are armors that can be combined with a lot of different helmets and capes.
Yeah.
So you can mix up your hell drip a little bit.
Yeah, so Bacon, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is the FS11 Executioner. It's a heavy armor with 150 armor, 450 speed, and 50 recovery. I like it because it's shiny.
See? I was right. Bacon from California is a fish. It's official. It is a fish, and I'm pretty sure it's a bat.
Well, Join for Cookies was playing with us today, and I saw it, and I'm like, ooh, that's a nice armor.
Ooh, shiny.
But, ooh, shiny.
I like shiny.
I like shiny.
It is a sharp-looking armor. It's definitely not bad.
Yeah. I bet that Bacon's car is just all chrome. Like every piece of the car is just chrome. Like he has a chrome layer on top of his windows, so with all the windows looks chrome.
Like a mirror.
The chassis the chassis is chrome. The wheels are chrome. He has probably spray painted the rubber on the wheel in like a reflective spray paint.
Yep, instead of white walls, it's just mirror walls.
Yeah.
So does your list get shinier the closer you get to number 1?
Surprisingly, it doesn't.
Yeah, there's surprisingly not that many shiny armors in the game.
No, it was really hard to make this list.
That was what we were trying to do, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Shiny Boy. I think we're on to number 3. So that's
sure are.
Me. And that is the armor I'm wearing right now in the video for our viewers, and that is the AF91 Field Chemist, both in helmet and in armor itself. Cape, decide yourself, but green and white capes fits really well. Just saying. Get your hell drip on. I like it. I do like the gas passive on it. It's great for when we're doing war crimes like yesterday. It's really good for that. But I also really like the look of it because it kind of gives that World War I vibe going.
Well, is it a heavy or light armor?
It's a medium armor. It's a medium armor.
So it's like AF91.
AF91 Field Chemist. So it has like leather pouches, a little bit of padding on the shoulder, darker green color, white details.
Okay.
It really gives off that World War One vibe, kind of.
It does.
It really does it like trench warfare. It gives
Well,
off that vibe.
it has magazine pouches that they could be an MP40 or a Thompson
Yeah,
magazine pouch.
exactly. So it really gives off that early 1900s vibe in the trench warfare, especially
with a helmet.
Yeah. So I just think is a genuinely cool armor. These armors that I'm listing is not necessarily armors that I use the most, but they're genuinely just cool armors. Like the Drone Master, very modern and futuristic, with especially when you use the helmet for it. Very cool. Frontier Marshal, you get like a mix of sci-fi and Wild West. Field cameos, you get the World War One style and so on. So it's not necessarily something I use the most, but I really like to, since I don't care about passives, I just pair up things and how I feel like that day, or if I'm doing some kind of mini event for myself or for friends. So just team up for what's happening, basically. That means it's your turn, DB, on number 3.
Okay. I was looking at photos of you.
I know it's kind of hard to count sometimes, but we're here to help.
All right, this is a fun one. This is the CE101 Gorilla. It is 150. It's a heavy armor, so which means it's 150 armor, 450 speed, and 50 stamina. The passive is an engineering kit, so it further reduces recoil and crouching or prone by 30%, increases inventory of throwables by 2%, +2. And the reason I chose it's because it's a big boy with a lot of bombs. It's
I call it the turtle suit. Because it kind of looks like a turtle.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's like the bugs are about to have a bad day. You know what I mean, with this guy.
Armor. It's good armor.
Yeah, and I did put. There's not a real alternative to it except for like something that you could use instead of this. Would be maybe the B-27 Fortified Commando, which would be the only it has a different passive which makes it up in armor class, which makes it the only super heavy armor.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is no real alternative for it.
Yeah. It's not. Bacon, that is your turn. Do you need help counting as well?
Well, I didn't know if it was my turn or not. I didn't want to skip and be like, "Oh, hey, are you done talking?" Well, it's me.
I don't know, Bacon. In this part of the world, you just say, "It's me. It's my time right now.
It's my time.
It's Bacon time."
Well, my number 3 is the I-102 Draconaut. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it is
probably
Draconaut, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a medium armor, so 100, 500, 100, part of the Freedom's Flame Warbond.
Oh yeah, it's that one.
Yeah,
it's a weird one. Dude.
It is really weird, but it's really shiny. It's really shiny. It's like if you put tinfoil around everywhere.
Yeah,
you're gonna be seen.
Yeah, and it probably has that arm probably has the goofiest helmet in the whole game.
It looks like you're wearing a backwards hat and a gas mask. And a VR goggles.
But most importantly, it's shiny.
But most importantly, it's very shiny. But it has fire resistance, so 75% damage resistance to fire. Using like the double-edged sickle, fighting the incineration troops, it's a good choice. But if you don't want to be shiny, I guess you could use the firefighter. It has a lot of blue and orange, but if you want your teammates to see you,
you mean the one that actually looks like it would be a firefighter?
the one that actually looks like it would be a firefighter and not a space cowboy.
Yeah. Not the one wearing a fucking hazmat suit made for fire.
Basically hazmat.
Exactly.
It is a cool one though.
Yeah. I'm glad some people like those armors. Someone has to.
Someone has to. I guess it's me.
Yeah.
So round to number 2.
Yes, sir.
5, 4, 3. Yeah, 2. I just have to count my fingers real quick.
I can hear him moving his fingers up and down, just
Snuff.
like 1.
Snuff, what's your number 2?
It's the B-24 Enforcer combined with the white helmet from the Truce Enforcer's War Bond. So basically, this is a white fortified armor from the Superstore, and the helmet would be from the Truth Enforcer's War Bond, the white one. I don't remember what it's called right now.
You said it's a B-22. Is it a light armor?
B-24 Enforcer's a medium armor with fortified passive. Which fortified passive, generally my favorite passive on the bots, is the most useful. It's the one that does the most heavy lifting on bot side. Because it's 50% reduction on explosive damage, and it's also 30% reduction in recoil when prone or crouching.
Okay.
So that is my favorite. You've seen me use it a lot. It's the white and blue one when I use a white cape and a white helmet.
Nice.
And I just genuinely love that passive on all the different types of armors. Just a very good passive. It's a passive you don't really notice. It's just there and saves your ass over and over again so many times.
And the helmet is kind of like a Stelheim, kind of like a Japanese helmet as well.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're wearing like an officer hat, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You basically look like a commander when wearing that armor combo. That's why I like it. And that means it's Mr. DP, it is your turn with your number duh.
Duh. What do you make bread with? Duh.
That means number 2.
So this is an armor that I used to use a lot. I think part of my list, you were saying your list is mainly like aesthetic wise. Part of my list is like bringing awareness to maybe if you're new to the game, what could be good. This is the go-to one if you're new. You unlock it pretty early, and it's the DP40 Hero of the Federation. So it's a medium armor, normal specs, stats. So it's 100 armor, 500 speed, 100 stamina. Its passive is Democracy Protects, so 50% chance to not die when taking lethal damage, and prevents all damage from bleeding of chest hemorrhages. I chose it because it's really good for early game, especially if you're doing super Helldive. If you're new to the game and you're gonna push yourself, use this armor first until you find something else that you like. And alternates for it are like the DP53, Savior of the Three, the DP11, Champion of the People. I think Bacon, I think you had one that was, I forget what I think it was your number 5 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That had the same passive.
Yeah.
But
yep.
It's an okay looking one. It looks okay because it's similar to the base Helldiver.
Well, I think it looks great. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah, it's not ugly. It looks pretty good. It's a little silly because it kind of looks like a parade uniform. But like it's not something you would wear into combat. More so, it seems like it would be something for like formal events and parade walking and stuff like that. But yeah, aesthetically not the best, but it has a really, really good passive, and that's why it's my number 2.
My number 2.
Bacon, yeah. Thank
a
you for
firm. My number 2 is the B-22 Model Citizen, medium armor, and it looks like the Mandalorian, with the Vaskar armor.
Can I guess the reason?
Sure.
Is it shiny?
It is very shiny. It's like a dark chrome, and it's like very reflective. It's so cool. But unfortunately, I don't have it on PC because it was only a anniversary gift, a one year gift. So I have it on the PlayStation, but not over here, and that makes me mad. But I'll deal with it. It's okay. It has a passive democracy.
There's probably a mod for it out there.
Oh, probably. I don't know how to do that though, but we'll see. It's the democracy protects passive saved my life a million times over. But yeah.
I mean, it saves your ass 50% of the time.
Yeah. I die like
Literally.
2 million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good armor, good looking armor. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty goofy because it's so shiny.
It is so shiny.
Yeah.
I think it's the shiniest one, probably.
So okay, it's funny because in the screenshots of it, it looks like it's black, but you said it's actually silver. It's just so shiny it reflects.
Yeah, it's just because when you try it out in the armory, it's just because the surroundings are black that it just reflects the black around it.
Yeah.
Because it's actually just silver mirror. That is what it is.
Yep.
It's all choice. I love that your whole list is shiny.
It was really hard to curate, but I got it.
It's a fish.
I got it.
He is a fish.
Well, and it makes all of our lists so different. So now if somebody's listening and wondering what armor they should try, well, if they want to try a shiny one, just choose one of the Bacon's.
Yeah.
If you want to choose one that looks really good, Snuff's got you. I'm explaining all the good passives.
Yeah. And,
well, speaking of which, we're on to number one, right?
Yeah.
Number 1.
And another armor that just looks incredibly good and isn't useful for anything unless your whole team squad runs that loadout. And that is the EX03 Prototype 3. And that is the arc armor in sand colored arc armor that I've been wearing lately. It's a really, really good looking armor. It's a medium armor. And this passive is 95% reduction in arc damage, and that's it. So it's basically useless unless your whole team runs arc weapons and Tesla towers.
Which would be fun.
But it looks absolutely insanely cool. It looks great. Probably one of the best looking armors in the whole game, honestly. But is passive useful? No. It's not at all. But do I care? No, I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
I'm gonna hop in really quick just to say my honorable mention, which is the EX16 Prototype 16.
Yeah.
So it's like
just one of the other ones. Yeah,
exactly.
The green one.
It's the same armor, but it's olive drab, and like I said earlier, I love olive drab, and it is just a beautiful armor. I don't like the helmet. I really don't. I wish there was a better olive drab helmet.
Honestly, I would say all the arc armors are actually pretty good looking armors. Like in general, they have done a really good job with them, but the passive isn't useful for anything right now. So that's why I'm hoping also the Illuminus will get more arc weapons.
Yeah, and if there was a reason to use that armor, I would wear it because I really like the look of it.
It's really good looking armors, all of them.
Yeah,
I just tend to lean towards sand colored things. I like that type of color. I also like green, but I like coyote brown. It's a very cool tactical color.
No, the 03 prototype, the Prototype 3 is a really good looking. I really like coyote brown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what army people doesn't like Coyote Brown?
Seriously. Olive Drab and Coyote Brown, am I right? Those two colors are perfect. Chef's
BDU.
kiss. Yeah, BDU is pretty nice. But
we're not gonna
BDU...
We're not gonna go down the camo rabbit hole once more.
No, come on. I gotta mention it. The one thing about BDU is it has black in it that I don't really prefer. But
yeah, I mean, you will probably like the classic Norwegian camo then.
I gotta look it up
later.
Yeah. For sure, that's a Google search about to happen. But I think, all right, so we're on to my number one.
Yeah, in the meantime, you can talk about your number one.
Yeah, because maybe the most predictable number one out of any list that we've done, except for maybe I think I did the EMS mortar as a number one on one list. But it's the CE81 Juggernaut. It is an armor. It's a medium armor, so 100 armor, 500 speed, 100 stamina. The passive is the engineering kit, so further reduces recoil when crouching or prone by 30%, increases inventory of throwables by 2. The alternates are the Drone Master, Trench Engineer, and Groundbreaker. So if you don't like the aesthetics of this, you can go for one of those. The reason I chose it is mainly the aesthetics. It's like it's a mix between like futuristic and modern. So it like the chest piece looks like a plate carrier, and it has like 3 magazines on the front. And it's like it's close enough to a Helldiver that it still looks like a Helldiver. It doesn't look like anything crazy, while it's still kind of like high speed. And I just really, it has a little bit of, it's not quite Coyote Brown, it's more like tan in there, which I like.
Yeah. It's a good looking armor.
Yeah, I might would like it a little bit better if it was maybe more tan or maybe more Coyote Brown. But yeah, for me, it's got a little bit of it in there, and it's a good mix between like modern and futuristic.
Definitely.
And I'm looking at the wiki, and they changed the thumbnail over time. So at one point, the thumbnail was looking really, really like brown, and now it's not. Now it's more dark and gray. But yeah, so Bacon, what's your number one?
Bacon. And also, by the way, DB, I did sneak into some pictures for you for the Norwegian military uniforms into our chat.
Into the chat? Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice.
Bacon, you focus on your number one.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, Bacon, what's your number one?
My number one is the DP-40 Hero of the Federation. I believe it was DB's number 2, but it's shiny, it's gold, and you were saying that it looks like it's for a parade for ceremonial use, and the armory description says, though originally intended for solely for ceremonial use, its inspirational energy proved equally useful on the battlefield. But yeah, it's part of the Helldivers Mobilized War Bond. It's only 25 medals. So if you are like struggling with dying a lot, this is a really good starter armor to get used to different weapons and kind of getting used to Snuff. It's a great armor. I use it 90% of the time, and it's shiny.
It's shiny.
Of course it's shiny. Of course it is.
Now it's not the most shiny, but it's got like gold inlay, and it's very nice.
Yeah, it's shiny.
Nice. Now, did you have an honorable mention?
We get it, Bacon. You like shiny.
Did you have an honorable mention, Bacon?
I have a couple. So there's the TR-40 Gold Eagle. It just has a lot of yellow, but it's not.
The yellow version of the standard armor.
Exactly, it's yellow, but it's not a shiny yellow. So it's you gotta mention.
No, it's not shiny. It's kind of matte. But it's kind of more glossy, I would say. Not shiny,
Yeah.
but glossy.
Yeah, it's like an
And I just
eggshell
call it a
gloss.
Bumblebee.
Wait,
Yeah.
what was it called one more time?
The TR40 Gold Eagle.
And is it medium?
It's a medium
Yeah.
armor.
It's the
yes.
same as the standard issue armor.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. With extra
I like
padding.
It's literally the same armor, just yellow.
Yeah. The whole time, every time you guys say one of yours, I've been looking it up on the wiki to see what it looks
Oh
like.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. I have my super number one though, which is the standard issue. It's the B01 Tactical.
Nice. That should be my super number one.
Yeah.
It's just so recognizable.
It's recognizable. It's good looking. It's a good armor as well. Good passive. It's a medium armor, so overall, it's a good all-round armor. It just works for everything.
Yeah.
It's the Helldiver look.
There's
there is literally nothing to hate about it. It's
right.
literally the main reason it's the first thing most people see when they look at the game. I want to buy that game. That is the armor you see.
My only thing with the basic armor is like just get rid of the little splash of yellow, and I would like it just a little bit better. But
but then again, yellow is kind of the color of Core Super, so that's the reason it's there. Like it has no functional purpose for warfare, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, and I have a couple. I did have one. I said my one honorable mention earlier, which is the Prototype 16, but I've got a couple other honorable mentions. The UF-50 Bloodhound, just because it's all red, it's really good looking. It's kind of like an
cool armor.
It's kind of like a Star Wars armor, and I've got some passives.
Red clones in Star Wars.
I wrote down two of the passives that are pretty cool. So one is the Peak Physique, so increases melee damage by 100%. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then Scout markers placed on the map will generate radar scans, and then reduces range at which enemies can detect the wearer by 30%. So that's a pretty cool passive too that I like to use in the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Very important. You know what time it is.
Ship names.
Ship names.
Fucking idiots sitting over here forgetting how to do this.
Should we should maybe make a little theme song with a.
Yeah.
It'd be
I can do the third one because I actually know how to say that name. You guys don't.
I could butcher it.
It's a Scandinavian word.
All right, so the first one is I'm just gonna say it's an acronym, so it's RACC from Discord. It is the SES Prophet of Judgment, because he foresees the almighty super Earth spreading its liberation into every corner of every galaxy we see fit, and it just sounds cool. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Prophet of Judgment. That is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of like the Halo 2. They had like the Prophet of Truth.
Yeah.
It gives me a very much like Halo vibe. That name.
I didn't even know you had a Prophet in the ship name. Is that the first Prophet we've had?
I think this is the first Prophet we have read, maybe.
Possibly. I don't want to say totally because that one person's gonna be like, "Hey, what about me?"
Yeah,
pretty cool name.
Yeah, it is. Le Bacon.
El Bacon.
El Bacon.
It is your honor to do the number 2 on this list.
Number double kill. From Sasuke3 from Discord, or Sasuke3, with the SES Defender of Family Values. Originally, it was the SES Janitor of Family Values because it was funny. Then I thought I could make it even more funny by making it try to sound a little serious, so we landed at SES Defender of Family Values. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Very
That's
cool
a fun
name.
one.
Like
I think he should have kept
yeah.
it janitor. I really like the janitor.
I like janitor too.
Again, I
do
didn't even
agree.
know.
I do agree the janitor one is more funny. This is more honorable. The other
Yep,
one is
yep.
funnier.
I didn't even know you could have janitor as the ship name. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of gotta
pretty
change
funny.
mine.
I know. I should
mean,
look at the options. Yeah.
You should definitely do it though. You should definitely make it.
I want to see what's the funniest combination you can make.
Janitor of free thought.
I mean, genuinely one of the funniest has been read before, and that is Fist of Family Values.
Oh.
That one is maybe the funniest one, but there's probably a lot of other ones that are really funny.
Janitor of judgment.
Janitor's Fist.
Fist of janitor.
All right. We're on to number
Alright.
3 then, the last for this episode. Which comes in from Discord once more from Machinisten and his SES, Hammer of War. Because they have the Hammer of Thor besides them as they wage war. Probably Norwegian, I would guess. I have no clue. I never played with him. Probably Norwegian, Swedish, or Danish. Just my guess.
Possibly. But thank you for
Yeah.
your service.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for saving.
Thank you for your service. I like the name. Hammer of War.
Yeah.
Very basic but badass, I would say.
Oh,
and
yeah.
basic can be really good sometimes, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's a reason it is basic.
What was that one superintendent or elected representative of?
Oh, super
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Of family values.
Yeah,
Something
there's something like
extremely
there's a
long.
lot of fun.
Elected representative of family values. That's pretty good too. I will say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Individual
Remember when-
merit.
Remember our
Thank
first
you.
episode when I said my ship name and it was wrong?
Oh yeah, and I had to get a ship name for you.
Listener stories. This one comes from A Burnt Bridges. Intercepted Helldiver correspondence. Mort. Not for transmission. Dear Dad, something happened today. The last thing I remember was running around on a desert planet, getting my basic training, and then suddenly I blink, and I'm on the ship, and they're celebrating my promotion or something to 138, saying almost 150, but I've got no idea what I'm doing. And now I'm the captain of this huge ship and calling in ordnance that's likely heavier than the housing block back home. I need your advice, Dad. Not as colonist 87475625, David, but as your son. Remember when I used to run around our cubicle, killing imaginary dissidents and terrorizing 2658-5884 Kyle from next door with my Liberator Jr. with real firing action? Well, now I'm not so sure that I'm ready to do this. It's like I'm still that kid blindly charging about our cell in that paper. It's like I'm still that kid blindly charging about our cell in that paper breastplate Mom made. Except now the monsters fight back. What I mean is, what if they're not actually attacking, but defending themselves? Like actually fighting back, trying to take back their homes or whatever. It's just, I tried to ask Managed Democracy Officer, but they just kept saying they only regret that they have. They just kept saying they only regret that they have, but one's ship's worth of lives to give to the cause. Which feels hucked up, but with an F. you know?
Okay.
I don't know, Dad.
One day I will teach bacon.
One day. I don't know, Dad. So much is happening, and everyone just seems to accept it. What if Super Earth is wrong? What if I can't become a real Helldiver? What if Snuff finds me? What if the real dissidents are those that Super Earth has been creating along the way? Talk to you soon. Give my love to Mom and tell Kyle I'm sorry. Your son, 8747-5625, John. Not for transmission. Replacement message reads, Dear Dad, the victory is within our grasp. Buy war bonds to support the war effort. Warm regards, insert Helldiver name.
That's funny.
That was good.
What if Super Earth is wrong? What if I can't become a real Helldiver? What if Snuff finds me?
What if Snuff finds me?
Replacement is just so good.
And actually, I joined this other Discord server that a friend invited me, and apparently the rumors about my mines and my axe precedes
Really?
me. Apparently.
That's so funny.
Apparently when I joined, when I was playing a little bit earlier before I joined you guys, right before recording, and it was like, is that D Snuff? Is that the action? Is that the man of the mines?
That's amazing.
That is my name. I'm the man of the mines.
That is he.
The man of the axe. Apparently, it's spreading. I don't know. Pretty funny. I was not expecting that. I was caught off guard a little bit. But it's funny. It's funny that people is that means people are listening. It's funny as fuck.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But anyway, over to more important stuff, I would say. I think it's over to community task section. Don't you think, guys?
Community task.
Community task. Because I'm pretty sure you both and probably listeners are interested in what the hell is this new Super Earth Special Forces that comes out very soon.
Tomorrow. Or I guess
in 2 days.
When this episode releases.
6th of May, 6 a.m. my time, so that would be like midnight, 5th of May for DB, wouldn't it be? It's just 6 hours behind. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Fucking hell. It's gonna last for throughout May 6th to Monday, June 16th. So over a month of event for you guys. You have a bunch of time to grind this one. Big event. We'll go quickly through the short description, like the general description for it here now, which is Super Earth Special Forces.
Oh my gosh.
During this event, you and 3 other valiant divers will be tasked with the completion of an entire operation under special conditions. Each of you will be required to pick one of our curated classes and fight through enemy forces. Classes like the Captain, the Heavy, the Sniper, Pyro, Plague Doctor, Lightbringer, Engineer, Artillerist, and one secret class that we will not tell you what it involves. You just have to figure it out yourself. Pay attention. Man. Take your pick and join us in the battlefield. Along with a title exclusive, the title event exclusive title, Special Forces, there will be a hidden title up for grabs for one lucky diver. Best of luck to all of you out there. Class loadouts will be available with the official announcement of the challenge, which is now. So we're moving out to I guess you guys are kind of starting to understand why I've been pushing people to specialize and why I haven't been making my spreadsheets, because I have been making lists for this event. And we can start off with the captain, I believe. Now, I will say before we start this, I do this will be in the written rules as well. Only one person per class per squad. So you can't have like 3 heavies per squad. That is not allowed. That doesn't count.
Oh,
you have to use
go
3
4
different
captains.
Yeah. So, and I highly encourage going like role playing this for extra fun if you think that's fun, and the captain will actually be the commander of the squad, and he will delegate work. So you are not allowed to just run off on your own.
No.
Like you will, but that is not part of the rules. That is just like if you really want to get into the nitty gritty of special forces.
I think that'd be
captain.
fun.
Yeah, let's start off with the captain. We're going through all these loadouts. So captain, it will be medium armor with the passive of extra padding. So basically, that is the stock armor of the game, the very standard issue one, and the AR-23 Liberator, the Peacemaker, MG-43, or Stalwart. That is up. That is your choice. We have given you some liberties. Frag grenades, guard dog, AR-23, so the regular standard guard dog, the one with the gun. Eagle airstrike, and that is the Eagle airstrike. We're not talking strafing runs. We're not talking 500s. We're talking the one called Eagle airstrike, because you have to use these loadouts. You're not allowed to divert from them. You have to use the ones given, and it will also be given out in the rule section. And you can also bring the orbital laser. So that is the captain loadout. Next one is the heavy. And I know Coyote's gonna like this one. He's probably gonna use it. But again, I highly recommend and encourage people to use loadouts that divert as far as possible away from your regular loadouts. So you get to try new stuff. So you don't use the ones that you always use, because that is what you use anyway. Make it special for the event. And you will have to wear heavy armor with fortified passive. You have to use that one. You cannot use anything else. You have to use the SG-225 breaker. That is the classic breaker shotgun. The Senator, the revolver that we all love. Recoilless rifle, G12 high explosive grenades, mortar sentry, orbital rail cannon strike, and orbital walking barrage. Now, on this one, as an option on this one, so you can choose yourself, you can, instead of the orbital walking barrage, you can switch out that one with the XO45 Patriot exosuit. But be aware, you're only allowed to switch out that specific barrage. You cannot switch out the rail cannon strike, only the walking barrage can be switched out. Next up is for our snipers out there, which is light armor with extra padding, and I believe that armor was on your top 5 list, DB.
Mm-hmm.
So on that one, you use the R63 Diligence, P19 Redeemer, Railgun, stun grenades, jump pack, orbital precision strike, and Gatling sentry. On that one, we don't have anything you can divert from, so that one is it. You cannot... And that is also, pay attention, is the regular diligence, not the medium armor one.
And the armor is the BO8 light gunner armor.
Yes, that is correct. I think that is the only light one with extra padding.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah, as for now at least. Next up is Pyro, for our pyromaniacs out there, the ones who like fire. It's any armor with inflammable passive, so here you can choose between heavy, light, and medium, but it has to be the inflammable passive. You also have to bring the Plus 1 Scorcher, the P72 Crisper, Flamethrower, G10 Incendiary Grenades, so that is the regular incendiary grenades, not the impact ones, Eagle Napalm Strike, Rocket Sentry, and Orbital Napalm Barrage. So that one is pretty much pure fire. Rocket Sentry and Scorcher is the only parts that isn't fire. After that one is honestly one of my favorites. Both of the two coming up is my favorites, I believe. And it's the first one is the Plague Doctor. And it's any armor with medkit passive. SG8S Slugger, P11 Stim Pistol, or P2 Peacemaker if you don't have the Stim Pistol unlocked. TX41 Sterilizer, G4 Gas, that is the grenades, Guard Dog Dog Breath, Orbital Gas Strike, and Orbital EMS Strike. Some of you have seen me use this in battle already, and genuinely good loadout. Try it, guys. Worth it. Next one, also a favorite of mine, Lightbringer. I know Bacon commented on that one last episode because he liked the name.
The light.
The light.
The light.
And it will for sure bring you some light shows because it's any armor with electrical conduit passives, basically the armors, which again is my favorite armors for looks. You need the last 16 sickle, the last 7 dagger, arc thrower, G16 impact grenade, orbital smoke strike, orbital airburst strike, and eagle strafing run. So that one will definitely bring some light to the battlefield, that's for sure. It's time for a raid party out there. And then we have the good old-fashioned engineer. Medium armor with engineering kit passive. So perfect for you, DB, because I know you love medium armor with engineering kit. And the SMG 37 Defender, the P113 Verdict, the EAT-17 Expendable Anti-Tank, G50 Secret Grenades, or the standard issue G6 Frag if you haven't unlocked the Secret Grenades yet. The SH-20 Ballistic Shield, Gatling Sentry, and Tesla Tower. And then we have one last class that of the official listed ones, and that is the Artillerist. It's another heavy one. You need heavy armor with Siege Ready passive, the JAR 5 Dominator, GP Ultimatum, AC-8 Autocannon, G123 Termite Grenades, Autocannon Sentry. Autocannon Sentry can be switched out with the XO49 Emancipator exosuit, which is the autocannon exosuit. And you also have to bring the Orbital 120 HE Barrage and the Orbital 380 HE Barrage. So you need both of those barrages. And those are the classes that we have made for this event. It is also a nod to the board game that is coming out soon. Because a lot of these classes are exactly like this in the board game, even though you can't customize them. But it is a nod towards the board game, because they've been doing a great job. And we want to bring it to all the guys that won't buy the board game, but can still be forced to use the classes. And don't forget, there is a secret one, but I won't tell you what it is. So pay attention. That is the event. What do you guys think? You excited?
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, I feel like it makes you play Helldivers the way it's meant to be played.
That's kind of why I wanted this event, and Mela also liked the idea of it, because it kind of forces people to not only specialize the team, but also try new things, not only the things they usually want. Is a set. Like if you're in the military in real life, you get issued what you're supposed to use. In general, you can't just pick and choose whatever you want to use. You have to use what you get given. And this is the same situation. So you get that, you have to use that. And also remember, guys, cooperate. That's the whole point of this. The sniper is probably the only one that should run slightly ahead. He shouldn't divert completely from the group, but he should stray off the path a little bit to get a high point, for example, where he can spot things for the rest of the teams, or take out like a patrol that is coming towards the team that is doing the main objective, and so on.
Yeah.
Do the tactics.
It seems like it presents a lot of like classic Helldivers weapons that I don't use as much.
Yes.
And so it's nice that it encourages those, and they're not bad weapons. It encourages use of really fun and good to use weapons.
Yeah, and it's also introduced just like combinations of weapons that you maybe use normally, but you don't combine it with those other classes of weapons or armors and so on.
Yeah, and then like in terms of like unit size, a Helldiver squad is the size of like a fire team in the U.S. Army. So like in a fire team, you have your team leader, a grenadier, a rifleman, and a saw gunner, or like an automatic rifleman, and sometimes you'll have an SDM. So instead of that random rifleman, you'll have an SDM, and so this kind of fits. It kind of fits into that. You can make your team comp similar to like an actual fire team.
So is an SDM?
SDM?
Yeah, an SDM,
a
Super Destroyer Man.
Yeah. Just need context.
Sorry, for Helldivers, it's an SSDM. It'll be a super a super squad designated marksman.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I highly encourage people to roleplay this a little bit as well, because if you have like an actual commanding faction in a squad, you can actually do very well.
Which, by the way, can I make an official? Did they have an underbarrel grenade launcher in this game?
No, not yet.
I petition to add an underbarrel grenade launcher as a
yeah,
and you can do it as like a secondary fire mode, right? So how you can switch stuff from full auto to semi. Dude, let's add something with the grenade launcher so I can just switch to it and.
That'd be cool.
And there is one important rule to this that I have to say just real quick that I forgot to mention. It will only count on level 9 or higher, and you have to finish all 3 parts of the mission, not just one. Because it's always three mission parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you always have to complete all 3 for this to count on level 9 or higher. But you can switch. You can switch between your loadouts between each mission, so you basically specialize your team to that mission. So you don't have to stick with one loadout for the whole thing, but you have to stick with one of the supplied loadouts.
Now, are they sending
only
in
one class per person?
Are they sending in screenshots of? So like they'll send in 3 screenshots of the equipment, or maybe 6 screenshots. Because it'll have to be the equipment.
You need a screenshot of your stratagems and loadout, and so I can see that you actually follow the rules there. You have to provide proof that you finished the mission, all 3 missions. So basically, you need the end screen on all of them, and the all 3 missions, and visible that it is level 9 or 10 or 11. At least that by the time this is over.
So it's basically 9 screenshots.
Yeah. You have
or what if they record? They record in one go.
If you record, I will watch the whole thing. So recording or screenshot. That is what I need. Just how it is.
And you know what? Since like I'm definitely gonna be doing this challenge, I think that I think I'll record, the challenge, and hopefully you guys will do it with me.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could get Mela in on a team with us 3, and and maybe stream one of these days. Stream the Special Force.
Yeah, that would be really good.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
When we lock down a time and date to do that, we'll ping the Discord and let them know when we'll.
Because remember, as I said, this is a long event. I made it long because I am honestly gonna be very busy now in May, so I don't really have time to do much. So that's one of the reasons. But it's going on until June 16th, so you have plenty of time to finish this. Plenty of time to grind some super credits if you need to unlock stuff to try other classes. You just have plenty of time for everything. You don't have to worry about that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you for listening, I guess.
Yeah.
And unless you guys have anything special to say, I say see you on the front lines.
It's just join the Discord. Submit your listener stories.
That's a given.
We want to hear your ship names.
Comment your ship names either on Spotify, YouTube, or the Discord. Yeah. Discord is best, as I keep saying. It's easier to keep track of. And it's also nice to see you guys talking in the chats, voting things. There is a new poll that I just posted as well, which I didn't even tell anyone else. And that is just general poll if people want us to talk a little bit about mods on the podcast.
Okay. So let us know your top 5 armors. Vote in the Spotify poll, vote in the Discord poll, engage in the community challenge. If you vote in the poll, comment on Spotify and let us know what you voted for. Comment on the YouTube and let us know as well. And with that,
see you on the front lines.
See you on the front lines.
See you on the front lines. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All Super Earth podcast content is based on the game Helldivers 2, created by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.